Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today's video is going to be talking to us about NHS bank shifts. All right, you probably have heard this word, NHS bank shift. I'm working bank today, I'm going to bank shift, I'm going for bank shift, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. All right, so what is NHS bank shift? For those of us that are not aware of it, or if you're aware of it, you can just pause this video now and go back. But if you're not aware of it, if you've never heard of it, if you don't understand what it is, it's just those extra shifts that you do as a worker, or those basic shift. It doesn't have to be extra. You can be working only bank shift, like you are an agency nurse, you're an agency midwife, you can just be working only bank shift. So bank shifts are just things that are those extra shifts that you do to earn more money, or those shifts that you do if you're not a permanent worker, you're not a full-time worker, those shifts that you just apply for yourself. Like, okay, for instance, you say, I'm going to work tomorrow, I want to work tomorrow, I want to work on the 2nd of December, I want to work on this day. There are those extra shifts that are available, those spaces that are available for people to fill in and come and work, and they get paid for it. All right, and it's mostly done in the NHS. So they are not, it doesn't mean that there are people that work in the bank. It means that extra shift, you're applying for extra shift, you're getting extra shift, you're working extra shift to supplement your income, or to renew your skills and all that. So who are the kind of people that can do bank shifts? That would help us to understand this. So the kind of people that can do bank shifts are those for instance, full-time workers in the NHS, part-time workers in the NHS, those that have retired and they just want to keep their skills alive. They just don't want to lose it. They want to keep on working to renew their skills and know that. And then other people as well, agency nurses as well, agency nurses, agency midwives. Say you're registered under agencies and all that, and they call you for shift in a particular hospital, in different hospitals rather, because it's not only limited to a particular hospital or one hospital. You can work in 20 hospitals at a time. So how it works is that a particular hospital, an NHS hospital, has normal staff that are working with them. They have staff that work with them normally, say on the 37.5, 30 hours, depending on their contract basis. But then they have extra shift, they have spaces that need to be filled up. Maybe for instance, on a particular shift, they are supposed to have like 5 midwives or 5 nurses on a shift, but then they have 2 or they have 3. So that those two spaces that are left need to be filled by people need to work them to be able to have a balance. So they send out bank shifts. Bank shift become available, or agency shift become available for people to apply to. So maybe you are a normal staff working in that hospital, and you're off on that particular day, but because they need staff, they need people to work, you can apply for that as a bank shift. So that's what we call bank shift. You apply for that shift to go and work, and they pay you for it. So they pay you for it, and it's different from your normal pay for the month, your normal work pay and all of that. It's just like an extra shift you're adding to yourself, and it's normally bigger. The pay is normally bigger or higher than your normal pay by a greater percentage. Like it's usually higher than your normal pay, and the pay difference is varies with each hospital, with each NHS trust, but the percentage is always higher than your normal basic pay for the month. And when you're working as an agency nurse, agency midwife, say you are not attached to any hospital, you're just an agency, you get paid even more than any other person, because they are just extra shift. You're not employed, and you're not you're not entitled to annual leaves as well. If you're an agency nurse, if you're an agency midwife, you're not entitled to annual leave. So that's usually the reason why they feel like they have to get paid more than normal staffs and all. So that's that about that. And when you're working as a bank staff, you're working as a bank nurse, bank midwife, so what happens is that you work for this month. Say for instance, in October you work a bank shift, or you work 2-3 bank shift. You're not going to be paid by the end of that October, but some hospitals do pay weekly, they pay monthly, they pay 2 weekly, but most of the hospitals will pay you on the next month. All right, so they will pay you by November and not that same October. So because it will take time for them to send it over to payslip and all that before you get your payment. So when you're working a bank shift for this month, just don't expect the money to come immediately or the same day you're working it. It might take a few weeks and all that, depending on the hospital, depending on the NHS staff. And then if you're working a full-time, if you're working as a full-time nurse, full-time midwife, full-time employee, you know you're working 37.5 hours per week, you know that you're only expected to work extra 20 hours for that week. All right, so you're only entitled to work 20 hours extra if you're a full-time employee on a contract, and all that. You have extra 20 hours to work as bank, like extra shift and all that. So that's that about that. If you have any more questions, if you have any more contributions, I probably have not said everything, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.